Welcome back to ciLiving. And imagine going for 9 months not carrying around this beignet, but carrying around a bowling ball on your stomach. That, you know, because that is what being pregnant is like, according to Joe Barlow.
I don't know. Sorry.
Is that accurate? No. Okay. Same idea, though. But, you know, we don't hear a lot about moms being athletes, right, Joe?
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, that's an athletic. What I was getting at, Heather, was it's an athletic thing. And I actually met a future mom who was also a marathon runner, so an actual athlete as well. And when she found out she was having a baby girl, she didn't stop running. Instead, she started running for 2.
Should I not rub my Buddha belly?
That's fine, if you want to do that.
Running was an accident for me. After college, just really didn't have a sport or any activity, and got into my job and got into cubicle life. And then one day a coworker said, "Do you want to run a 5K tomorrow morning?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do that, because I will totally die." And I was like, "I'm not a runner." I didn't stop. And when I finished, I announced to the finish line that I had climbed Everest. And I said, "When's the next one? I want to do this again."
Christine ended up running 25 races that year in 2007. By 2009, she ran her first half marathon.
I still wasn't sold on doing a full marathon. I thought, what's the incentive there? I get a medal, I get a shirt, and everyone, you know, splits off to finish a marathon. And I would just like wave, like, "See you later, suckers," or, you know, why would you do that?
Christine soon learned exactly why.
It was my husband in 2009 who then, after seeing me run for 2 years, said, "Sign me up for every race you're going to do." And I said, "That's like 29 races, and you haven't been running." And he said, "I know, it'll be okay." And so we started to get registered, and it was springtime. And he said, "You know you could run a full, right?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I could." He said, "You know you should, right?" And I said, "Okay." I found out that long running actually is very meditative, and it's very emotional to surpass, again, expectations of what you think you can and can't do. I'll never forget my first 20-mile long run, and bursting into tears in the middle of my neighborhood and shouting, you know, out loud, "I just ran 20 miles, and just started crying, and these 2 women are walking by, and they probably thought, "What a crazy person." It becomes almost spiritual, and you can reflect in those moments. I reflect on past races. Other times I'm more visualizing, you know, where life could be going. And it's not I need to do this and I need to check something off a list. It just becomes anything's possible daydream almost. When I first found out I was pregnant, and I worked through my doctor with what would be appropriate, instantly it was no more building on my performance. So I could continue to keep the existing training that I was in, but I couldn't add to that. I got to run Chicago Marathon pregnant, and I was 8 weeks pregnant at the time. Ran a couple half marathons, and then 10Ks and 5Ks. What's similar between pregnancy and marathon is you can be as prepared as you think that you are. You can get through a training plan, do everything right, but day of, it will be what it will be. It is a little fun to pass people. And, you know, in general, in running and racing, I have to say men take it the hardest when a woman passes them. They call it being chicked. And when you're pregnant, that just adds a little fun to it too. Everyone was so supportive, and it was amazing having so many people scream, "Go, pregnant lady," and I felt like a superhero. Like I should have a cape or something.
You said that, you know, after you ran your first 20 miles,
yeah,
you started shouting in the streets,
yes,
maybe like a crazy person.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to the finish line of your pregnancy, what do you think you're going to be shouting, or how's that going to feel to you?
I think I'll have probably a very similar reaction to the birth of our baby. I've already said, yeah, you'll probably hear me shouting from the hospital, because it's just overwhelming. I can't even imagine. It'll probably be all my races wrapped up and then some, to just be to just be here at this moment in my life. I just never could have pictured it any better.
And so there you go. There's her first baby. You asked if that was her first baby. Yes, her first baby. That thing around her neck is a medal the nurses made for her. So that's her newest addition to the collection. And the baby is Chase Christine Johnson, and she arrived on June 11th at her due date. So perfect timing for her as well.
Adorable.
Yes.
I love it. Well, we'll be right back with more ciLiving.